Welcome back to a Fox Sports North digital update. I'm Kevin Gorg. Happy to be joined by the head coach of the Eden Prairie boys high school hockey team. He, of course, is Lee Smith. And Lee, the high school hockey season is underway, and you guys are off to another fast start. I bet you're just thankful, though, that we have another hockey season. There was some question around whether we even would get started this year.
No question about it, Kevin. We're thrilled when the opportunity of playing. These kids have worked so hard their entire lives, and they deserve to showcase their skills. We are very fortunate to have a lot of tremendous players on our team, and the kids are excited about the opportunity to try to get back to state, but we know we have a lot of good competition in front of us.
Well, not only do you have a bunch of familiar names to local hockey, whether it's Langenbrunner or Blake or Middlestead, but you return a core of your hockey team that had great success last year, Lee. You guys got your section championship and you went all the way to the state final. So that's got to give you as a coaching staff a lot of extra confidence that this team can make another run this season as well.
You know, it's really great. These kids are so poised. They started and had a tremendous Bantam run, and then they moved into the high school, and a lot of them have been playing now 3 years. And so they feel very good about themselves in big games. And so the leadership's been really good with Carter Batchelder, Drew Holt, Mason Langenbrunner, and Luke Middlestad. And then the return of Jackson Blake has really helped our team a lot.
And how about coaching during a pandemic? It's different right now, right? I mean, you're all wearing masks, whether it's your coaching staff or your players. You're not in a typical locker room setting where you're together as a group. And then you don't have the marching band and all the great high school hockey fans in the arena when you're playing. What type of adjustments has it been like now for you and your hockey team?
Well, I think the biggest adjustment is, like you say, making sure everyone's staying safe and doing the right protocol. I know it's easy to want to slack on that, but if someone gets sick and your team gets nicked, that's going to be a detrimental to your program and squad. So I think the biggest thing that we're trying to do is decide whether we bus to games or whether we drive ourselves, and little things like that. Every day they show up, we get their temperature. Last night we were playing in Blake, and we walked in and they took our temperature of all the kids and put us in 2 locker rooms. Very safe, very safe. Made sure the kids had masks, made sure the referees and the players didn't get too close to one another. We couldn't call the referees over, really. They just blow us off. So it's probably keeping the game going faster.
Yeah, the referees are probably loving the quote-unquote social distancing. And as you look at the landscape of this season specifically, what are some things your team is going to have to do the rest of the way, in your eyes, to be good enough to make a run at a tournament and maybe a championship at the end of the year?
Well, I think that we got to continue to get better in our defensive zone. I think we still running around a little bit and continuing to get better at breaking out. But I really like our special teams right now. We're playing really well. Our goaltending's been really solid by both of our goaltenders, which is really a plus. And I think the fact is that we play a really hard schedule. We have St. Thomas Academy twice yet, Edina twice yet, Benilde. We have a lot of really good teams that we face here in the next few weeks. Matamidi, the state A champs. So we're excited about that. We hope to learn about our team in a typical year. We would know more about our team by now. And right now we're just still trying to feel out our players. But I feel like the kids are really doing everything that we ask of them. And now it comes down to the fact that we have to get better than our competition. And we know Prior Lake and Minnetonka and Holy Family and Chaska are not going to be pushovers at the end of the year.
Well, I'll just tell you, as a hockey fan in general, the hockey program's up and playing. There was question around this. And as a fan of the game, we love that you guys are playing. We wish you the best of luck, Coach Lee, the rest of the way. And hopefully you guys can stay healthy and have a great finish to your season this year.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I've known you a long time, and you're the best. You're the best at what you do.
Really appreciate it, man. That's Lee Smith, head coach at Eden Prairie, and high school hockey in full force right now in a state tournament just down the road. Should be a lot of fun. Later this month, we're going to celebrate Hockey Day Minnesota. It's not going to be a typical Hockey Day event. We'll have to postpone that till the following year down in Mankato, but I know you've been a part of a couple of hockey day experiences for you and your program. What was it like for you as a coach, and what was it like for you as a coach to live kind of vicariously through your kids' eyes on that big stage?
Well, the first one in Hermantown was spectacular just because going up to that small little community that's so hockey rich, Bruce Plant being the coach up there and taking care of us, and going up there in a pretty hostile environment, not having plexiglass, having, the chicken fence around the rink, and just that whole game, it went from being slushy to snow to freezing in the third period. So it was really 3 games within 1 game. And so that was really exciting. And then going to Stillwater, where it was picturesque, and playing there and having the chance to practice there the day before was really neat. So, I just great memories of being a coach and being back to where hockey was supposed to be, outside.
I think of that hockey day up at Hermantown. I think of Kyle Rao, and I start thinking about not only players from Eden Prairie, but now Nick Bukestad from Blaine's a part of the roster with the Minnesota Wild. For you as a high school hockey coach, to see all the great talent on the ice in the National Hockey League that played high school hockey in Minnesota, what does that mean for you? And what's the message that you bring to your team when you have those names that have been at Eden Prairie or throughout the state of Minnesota that are now playing on the biggest stage in the greatest league in the world?
Well, I think first of all, you got to look at our Lake Conference, and I'm not going to slight any other league because there's a lot of good hockey players, a lot of good leagues, but to be playing against Minnetonka and Edina and Wayzata, now Buffalo, St. Michael have joined our league, Hopkins, there's so many names that have come out of those schools to play college hockey and then go on to have that opportunity to play professional. I think that there's a real chance when you're growing up in an Eden Prairie or an Edina or Minnetonka that you can look at the kids on our rosters and say, hey, this kid could be in the pros. And that's not the case with all sports. But I believe as a hockey player in Minnesota, you can look around and you can say, you know what, I can sharpen my skills right here and go to the NHL if everything falls right for me.